morning, good morning. Good morning. I wanted to share a few things this morning as I start this day and begin this love and liberation meditative practice. Today, every day is a hard day. Every day is a challenge, right? Every day we move with our grief. We move in spite of the tremendous loss we might be going through or despair we might be experiencing and the uncertainty that's a constant right now. I wake up today feeling sad, devastatingly sad, but also oddly strong. Like my body feels strong, my mind and spirit feel strong. I feel like the death of my brother has given me this determination and strength. And so as I rise today, I wake up with this strength of spirit. I wake up with a strength in my heart and a determination to attack the thing, attack what I'm here to do, what I'm here to give, what I'm here to be, and showing up for me. I'm showing up for me. I'm here day 7, saying, okay, I may not be feeling 100%, but I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up to the mat, and what happens, happens. And so I think that's the step, when we are lost in our shit, in our sadness, in our devastation, how can we find ways to pull ourselves out? And I think the thing for me that's the most crucial in a spiritual practice is getting up, is making the choice to say, okay, today I'm going to get up and do my best to be there for me. So there's a few things I wanted to talk about before I start my day and kind of disconnect and just get focused on all of the things that are important to me. I teach today. Today's a long day. Today's a heavy day. Today I'm giving of myself in so many ways. My students that I love deeply. And it was wild when I was picking the dates for class. I didn't think the 18th shouldn't be a day I teach, but my brother would want me to work today. My brother would want me to serve today. My brother would want me to give love today. My brother wouldn't want me to spend the 18th in fucking like somber, crying, dressed in black. Like, he wouldn't want that. He would want me to play music and fill the house with light and love and joy. And so I will do that. And so the first thing I wanted to do this morning was play the Red Stripes, Seven Nation, because that song is super symbolic to me and my siblings. We loved drinking together, dancing together, partying together, clubbing together. When the 4 of us were in a space together, it was fucking out of control. And so we went to a karaoke bar in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and we were in the car and at a red light, and the song came on, Seven Nation, and we all jumped out of the car in the middle of the street and started dancing. And it was so much fun. And it was just a reminder of just like to live and to enjoy each other and love one another. And so I wanted to start the day by playing that song for him. And then I've been lighting candles for days up until today's date, since September 29th up until today. And I bought this beautiful candle, Belibelgang, San Miguel, 29. Saint Michael, the archangel who defends us in battle. I wanted to also just kind of like out of nowhere, I was going to throw this out, but I wanted to show you something. When you light a candle, you see how it burned clear to the end? Sometimes, let me see, is there more left? Let me see. I be doing the most with my candles, trying to burn it till it's like clear. Let me see something. Yeah, my candle's like, did you see how I pulled that shit out? It's like, be you done. But anyway, my point. Sometimes when you light a candle, you see the black soot at the top. Sometimes a candle will burn and it can be black all the way down. And you wonder why that is, right? I was reading this article on the symbolism behind the soot. When a candle stays clear, that means that you are clear, you are safe. You know, some of us worry about whether or not people are throwing bad vibes or sending negativity our way. The black, when people think about like brujeria, did someone do a trabajo? Let's just be honest. When someone did a job on me, is someone sending negativity? Is someone trying to hurt me? When you burn a candle and it's black, the answer is yes. The answer is that there are some negative forces or bad vibes or negative shit in your life. Grand rising. But when it burns clear, you're safe, you're protected. They can't touch you, they can't get in. Whatever intentions, whatever prayer you lit it with, it's manifest. Also, that black means no. It's a no. It's a straight up, this shit ain't working. This shit ain't working for you. I wouldn't say that we wouldn't burn it all the way, because sometimes it'll be black right up here, and then you'll see it be clear all the way down. That means that someone's trying to fuck with you, and life is trying to fuck with you, and there are obstacles trying to fuck with you, but then it'll get clear and say, but we're not letting it touch you. We're just letting you know that there will be challenges along the path, right? Like, people are always curious about what candles mean when they flicker, when the flame flickers. Like, look at these. These flames are fantastic. When they flicker, that's a visitation. But when they're tall, that's firmeza. That's firmeza, that's firmness. When a candle burns and the wax, there's no wax dripping on the sides, also a beautiful message of you're firm, you're solid, it's clear, it's what you're asking for, you're receiving a chimo dupe. Period. And so I just felt compelled, before I threw out the glass of the candle, I was like, oh, I should share a little bit of what some candles mean. Anything that you ask for with a pure heart, will be made manifest. Right? Okay. I asked for messages for my brother today. 9, because he was born in the 9th month, my Virgo brother. And we have the Ace of Swords. I pulled from, this is from the Santa Muerte Tarot deck, Book of the Dead, the Santa Muerte Tarot deck, Ace of Swords, the 8 of Cups, Maferefun Obatala, the Ace of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, the High Priestess, the Three of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and then we close with the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, brother, I received that. We're starting this morning with these messages. Swords represent intellectual energy. The Ace of Swords represents a strong conquest, a force, a genuine intelligence that is penetrating and aggressive. A very dynamic card that is aligned with high ideals, but for this reason could easily become sinister, bringing in excess, violence, and extreme behavior. The message from my brother: evaluate and choose carefully the direction in which you wish to channel your abundant, intellectual, and subconscious energies. Because I am quick to rage, I am constantly being reminded by my dead to yield my sword, yield my sword, yield my sword in ways that serve, in ways that are received peacefully, calmly, intelligently. Still attack, still be aggressive, but how we channel that aggression, is important. It matters. It matters. But this is a battle. We are in a battle. I love this, right? When a sword is down, Maferefun Oggun, when a sword is down, that means we're firm, we're steady, we're ready, we stay ready. When a sword is up, that means we're ready for battle. Maferefun Oya, Maferefun Oggun, Maferefun Ochossi, Maferefun Ellegua. We're in a battle, but we don't need to be aggressive. We just need to be focused, intentional. Like Ochossi, eye on the prize. The thing is that anger is truly a useless emotion. And I get angry. I get scary angry. I have gotten violently angry because my anger was the only way that I felt I could express my rage and my powerlessness, my weakness. My mouth, my rage, my violence was the way that I could express. And then Spirit said, no, you can fight these battles. Your sword don't always have to be up. You can fight these battles and win. You can still be triumphant and victorious with love. Maferefun eggun. Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. A new moment of balance that, although connected to emotions and feelings, leaves some doubt as to its duration. This is probably a precarious stability, if not faced in a serene and satisfying manner. It may mutate into a difficult situation through laziness, self-isolation, or fear of possible delusions. The message from the dead: accept your actual situation and the possible failures and try to be receptive and disposed towards a change of equilibrium destined in any case to mutate. Let's translate that. Accept what is, not what you want it to be. Accept what is. My brother's gone. He's not here in body. He's here in spirit. He's around me. He's around my mother, my father, my siblings, my daughters, my nieces and nephews. Accept what is. Accept the situation for what is, not what you want it to be. Accept what is, and accept that you can't change it. You can't change the outcome. You can't control the outcome. You can cry and cry and cry, but it's not going to bring me back. Being lazy right now doesn't serve you. Holding on to this pain right now doesn't serve you. Staying stuck doesn't serve you. Wishing that shit could be different doesn't serve you. This is a new moment. Death teaches us so much. Death is here to teach us so fucking much, and we miss the boat. When we stay paralyzed and in depression and 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years grieving this person that's gone, that isn't coming back, and not doing what we are here to fucking do. Because death is here to teach us to live. It is that simple. Death is here to show us to live, to let us know that this is your shot, this is your chance, because you are going to die. That's what it is. We cannot change the outcome. We cannot change our destiny. What we can do is move, fucking move with intention and commitment and discipline and ritual and practice. Staying with the cups. The Ace of Cups. The Ace. The Ace of Chalices represents the source of emotional life, of receptiveness and abundance, of the home as both a property and a family. This is the arcana of fertility, of metamorphosis, and of fulfilled affections. It can, however, bring with it inconsistency, coldness, and a sense of dissatisfaction and a loss of faith. The message from the dead: having thought properly about your choices, you will be ready to take on a new phase of creativity and change that will bring something new to light. This is interesting because yesterday, in talking with Courtney, Creole Maroon, if y'all were on the live with us, she talked about mothering community, mothering our children, giving birth. We are in a time of birth. It's wild because we are simultaneously experiencing so much death, but also so much life, so much birth, so many people getting like new ideas, being inspired, starting businesses. Life hasn't stopped because we're in a pandemic. People are still creating and developing and shifting and transforming, and this metamorphosis is real and gorgeous to watch. Many people are leaving relationships. There are a lot of endings right now, like so the death of relationships, the death of a job, the death of old beliefs and behaviors and actions and all of that is like a death. You're dying to the old self, dying to the old version of you. And my brother is saying, Achimo the Bue, yes. Yes, Alicia. Yes. Because you're in a new phase. You're in a new phase. You're in a new place. This is, you're ascending. You're ascending. This is the ascension. This card is the ascension card. Are you being receptive? Are you receiving the messages? Are you receiving the downloads? Are you moving? Are you ready? Are you ready? Life is happening whether you want it to or not. Life is happening whether you want it to or not. Where are the King of Pentacles? The King of Pentacles. A rational person, mature, wise, through his intelligence, he has managed to prosper and to accumulate a lot of material goods. The King of Pentacles therefore brings with him good earnings, rationality, and certainty. His defect is the risk of materialism, poisoning his moral and spiritual characteristics. Help someone, the advice from the dead, the message from the dead. Help someone who needs it and who asks for support as you can. Your reward will arrive in another form, but it will enrich you all the same. I love that the King of Pentacles is showing up. I love this. I see this this is my brother, right? King of Pentacles saying, dear sister, your riches are coming. You're being rewarded for your hard work. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for getting up every day and creating, even on the days you don't. Even on the days you don't want to write, you don't want to bathe, you don't want to whatever. I'm bringing you the riches. You are an authority. You know, I was invited by a dear friend to come and speak, and she said to me, Alicia, you are a scholar in the religion. And I was like, whoa, I received that. I received that. I received that. And I'm so humbled by it at the same time, because I study, I work hard, I serve, I give of myself, expecting nothing in return, and I'm rewarded handsomely for it. And so the King of Pentacles is saying, continue to give. If you have resources and you have access and you have an opportunity that you can share with someone and give to someone, and you can put them on and you can teach them, do that. Because your riches, you will be paid and rewarded handsomely. And also, the other message is, stop fucking ordering from DoorDash, Alicia. Stop eating out. Save your money. You know, I'm a Leo. I'm a Leo. I like things. But this is a message of, let's be mindful. Let's be mindful, because there are things that you want to save for and there are things that you want to buy, and so let's be intentional about, that energy, that money, because money is energy. It's just energy. Be more giving. Be more generous. Share. Don't hoard. Share. Because the universe provides. The universe provides. Beautiful message, bro. I receive that. I receive that. 5 of Wands. The spark of a new desire prepares to blaze into a new adventure, a new activity, just as something unexpected and positive on which to focus will bring about new projects and success. If reversed, the situation can become difficult, but we're going to stay with the positive. Focus on these new projects. Focus. The message from the dead is be clear about the actual situation in order to choose the most honest way in which to face this new brilliant project. Fucking focus. One thing at a time, Alicia. One thing at a time. Finish this. Finish the book. Finish the book. Finish the memoir. Just get it out of the way and then focus on everything else you want to develop and bring to the world. Focus on this. I received that. Focus on one thing at a time. There's so many new things coming up for us, and that's beautiful. Write them down. But let's tackle one thing at a time. I got my eye on the fucking prize. I got my eye on the prize. The High Priestess. The High Priestess represents wisdom, such as the rigor and commitment to attain this through study, evaluation, management, and also through the consultation and closeness of a female figure, maternal and mature. She suggests a period of waiting or perhaps isolation during which it is possible to think deeply about what we need and to then grasp the key that will open what was previously accumulated. The risk of this process, however, is to remain too closed within oneself, to accumulate, perhaps secrets, to then be prey to pride, laziness, or passivity, much like a bird that silently observes from above from its point of view without acting. The advice from the dead: proceed with study and meditate on the best road that will take you where you can realize your project without forgetting to value what you are accumulating or keeping. As I was reading the words, I kept seeing my mother. And worried about what this grief is, this loss of her only son, of her firstborn, and how that isolation and accumulation of sorrow, the accumulation of grief. She has lost so much. Lost so much coming to this country, lost so much on her motherland. The worry there is that you can stay in that place of sorrow and be paralyzed and be stuck. The High Priestess message, though, is that we have to rise. You have to adjust your crown. You have to sit. You have to study. You have to reflect and meditate and know that we are still here. We are still here. Yes, we're isolating so that we can study. That's another thing that the past few nights we've been talking about with Courtney, and then the night before with Tawana, with the Black Rose. This idea of studying, of discernment, of whatever it is that you're interested in and practicing, you are studying with rigor and a commitment. That's what Courtney said last night about this practice. Like we don't create this, altar for our dead, for our ancestors to then later abandon it. you know? Yes, isolation is good. We need that. But also we need to get out. We need to get out. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. There's no rush. Slow it down. Maferefun ibedi. Three of Wands. A dynamic arcana. Active and positive that encourages improvement and virtue through an explosion of vital energy. The Three of Wands guides us towards new undertakings, the beginning of new occasions, and also new relationships that could lead to further business or affections. The message is, in this moment, you do not require the help of anyone. In this moment, you do not require the help of anyone. In this moment, you do not require the help of anyone. In this moment, you do not require the help of anyone. Proceed with energy towards your new creation. We don't need anyone. We have everything that we need. I have everything that I need. I do not need anyone for this new place, this new project, these new ideas. I have everything. I found within myself everything I need. That's a Mary J. Blige song. I found within myself. I found within myself everything. I found within myself everything. In this moment, you do not require the help of anyone. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. If you're waiting for that permission, I give you permission. Get up, do it with energy, vitality, urgency, with a desperation, like it's life or death, because it is. Because it is, motherfuckers, it is. It's life or death out in these streets, yo. It's life or death. What you gonna pick? What you gonna pick? Ten of Cups. The transformation is complete. The butterfly has reached the end of its development. This card represents the coronation of an undertaking. The coronation of an undertaking. A love, a project that we have poured all our passion into. It is also connected to the home and the family that lives there. Only complications, divergent opinions, or losses can bring about negative emotions such as anger or bullying. The transformation is complete. This entire message today has been about metamorphosis, about our gifts, about focused intention, about harnessing our energy, right? About study, about meditation, about practice and commitment. And now the transformation is complete. The transformation is complete. My brother is bringing a message saying, Alicia, your transformation is complete. You have waited so long to become this person that you are. I have waited my entire life. Maferefun Ochun. Que nací en ti. Maferefun Ochun. Maferefun Yemaya. Que nací en ti. Maferefun Chango. Porque nací en ti. My transformation is complete. Maferefun Obatala. That's a beautiful feeling. I think that's the wish, right? That's the wish, for the transformation to be complete. And then we close with the Wheel of Fortune. According to the position of this card, it represents the beginning, the middle, or the end of a cycle. It represents dynamism, mutation, and the complementarity with which we move uninterrupted, changing direction and orientation. We move uninterrupted. We move without blocks. We move without people knocking us down. We move with consistency. We move with commitment. We move with determination. We move because we understand that if we are not moving, we are dying. When we are not moving, we are paralyzed. When we are not moving, we are stuck. We move uninterrupted, changing direction. We move with the wind. We move with the current. We stand in Yemaya's ocean, and we know that the waves, the ebbs and flows, it comes in, and sometimes those waves will knock you down, but you're firm. Oya's winds will knock you down, but you're rooted. Maferefun, madre, Oya Yansa. On the horizon can be seen unexpected but positive events, favorable circumstances and successes, but ones not to linger upon in order to avoid risking stagnation. Don't get comfortable, don't get cocky, don't get arrogant. The advice and message from the dead is support new circumstances and face the changes in front of you in time. If they enable you to proceed until it is necessary to change once again, we change. Who I am today is not who I was yesterday. We're open to change. We don't get comfortable. But the Wheel of Fortune also brings messages of abundance, of blessings. This entire message was about a new chapter. All of the messages that my brother is bringing is, I pray that my death is serving you, sister. I pray that my death is serving you, sister. I pray that my death is guiding you, sister. I pray that you are fucking listening to the messages that I am sending you every single day. When I walk with you, when you sit to write, when you teach your classes, that sometimes you don't know how the fuck you created them. Because sometimes I create shit and I don't know how the fuck I did that. People who know me know. Thank you, brother. Fabio Antonio Santos, ibaye, baye, tonu. Thank you. Thank you. Want to see how crazy this flame is? The other one was a little flame. And look at how they catch up. The twin flame. I'm firmly grounded. Leave this here. Let's get into our love and liberation meditation, family. Got your mats. Beautiful messages. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I love you, Fabi. And I miss you like crazy. But I know you're here. And today we're going to celebrate you. And today I will honor you like I do every day. Every day that I get up. Let's go. Messages my brother sent us. What are you receiving? What are you hearing? good today. I feel so good. I feel so excited, so energized. Allow that vibration to fill you. Feel it. Feel the vibration. Feel the vibration. Allow it to liberation. I'm calling forth love. I'm calling forth life. I'm calling forth healing for me and my people. Start on our knees. Let's come up to the table. Let's start with the downward facing dog. Okay? Inhale. Let's stretch. So we can rise. Let's walk our feet to our hands. Or jump to your hands if you can. Let's hang here for a moment. Slowly, let's rise. Inhale. Exhale. Arms up. Arms up. Switch up. Inhale. Exhale. Fold forward. Hang here for a minute. You bend your knees, touch the ground. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come up. Inhale all the way up. Good morning, day. Exhale. Come down. Touch your ankles, bend your knees, touch the ground. Stay here. Let's come up to come up to chair. And hold it here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come down. Oh, I can almost touch the floor. Only 7 days, yo. What? Oh, shit, Alicia. Ooh. Very nice. Let's extend the left leg back. Right leg back. Let's come into a plank. Inhale. Well, I'm feeling good about myself today. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, I feel strong. Knees on the mat. What? Let's come down. That's a good feeling. Oh, stay here in this half cobra. Let's smile, right? Let's not take shit so seriously. Head on the mat. Inhale. Come up. Downward facing dog. Let's stretch it out. Let's walk it up. Oh, Alicia. That's amazing. Let's come up. Inhale up. Oh, let's reach. Yes. Exhale down. Wow. Bend our knees. Let's come up to chair. Let's hold it here. Come down. Nice. Let's come up all the way up to mountain. Exhale. Hands to heart. Step to the side. The warrior. Left foot out. Right foot stays straight. Bend your left knee over your big toe. Inhale, arms up. You're looking at the tip of your middle finger. Soft gaze. Warrior, yo, we're warriors. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come back. Let's come down. Yes, feel that stretch. Inhale, come up. Let's turn our right foot out. Right knee over our big toe. Our left foot is straight. Arms up, inhale. Looking over, looking at your middle finger. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come up. Turn your foot. Let's come back down. Feet together. Inhale. Exhale down. Yes. Wow. You come this way and face you. Left leg back. Right leg back. To our plank. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Knee to mat. Come down. Come up to cobra. Come up to table. And let's do a little cat-cow, right? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And let's just rotate our hips. Let's come into child's. As you're practicing, I want you to focus less on the pose. I mean, it's wonderful to celebrate progress, but be praying, be thinking about what you're calling forth, what you want to create, you know? Come to seated. Let's go ahead and stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Right leg up. Left arm wrapped around your right knee. Right arm goes around your back. And we're looking to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Release the leg. Right arm goes around left knee, left arm goes around your back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And look over your shoulder for a deeper stretch. And release. And let's come to cross-legged pose. Let's rotate our heads. The opposite way. Inhale. We're going to come forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Walk it back. Switch legs. Inhale. Let's go deeper stretch. Walk your hands out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Walk it back. Go ahead and get in corpse pose. Or stay in seated meditation. We're going to read our excerpt from All About Love. Let's get into this book. I wanted to share a book that I just got from a dear friend who invited me to come to her school, to her class, to speak to her students. And so taught me, thank you. The book is titled A Party for Lazarus. A Party for Lazarus, 6 Generations of Ancestral Devotion in a Cuban Town by Todd Ramon Ochoa. And so I want to just read an excerpt of the book. I'm going to read the preface. No, I'm going to read the first chapter. 1. The Ring and the Altar. Everyone wants the house in town. 10 half-siblings have claim to it, and the fight goes back a long time now, to 1998. A deed to the house would help, as would a will from their deceased mother, Vicenta Petrona Saez. But the house has neither. Vicenta Petrona, whom everyone, including her children, called Cucusa, bore 10 children to 5 common-law spouses over her lifetime. The third of these spouses was Ofelio Ruiz, the love of her life, with whom she had 5 children. By the standards of her day, this was Vicenta Petrona's most successful relationship, lasting over a decade, and including the acquisition of the house in which she lived the rest of her life. Cucusa and Ofelio's 5 children consider the house theirs, purchased by their mother and father in 1940, but their half-siblings see it differently. One of them has lived in the house as a squatter for a decade. Getting her out will be very hard. This is revolutionary Cuba, where housing is guaranteed and tenants have rights to the spaces they occupy even when their status is poorly documented. Furthermore, the missing deed and lack of instructions from Cucusa give the squatting half-sister a unique opportunity to call the place her own. Housing in Cuba is very tight, adding to the difficulty of coaxing someone to voluntarily leave a spacious ranch house. It would be possible to sell the house with a new deed, but revolutionary housing regulations don't allow one to be issued without the consent of the squatting half-sister. House sales in Cuba are incredibly complicated anyway, so things are stuck. Dun, dun, dun. It's about to be on and popping in this book, yo. You know how that is when people pass away and people want and want and want and want. Death is a funny thing and makes people do some funny shit. All right, we are back to All About Love by Bell Hooks, page 78, and the chapter is Spirituality, Divine Love. Spirituality and spiritual life gives us the strength to love. It is rare for individuals to choose a life in the spirit, one that honors the sacred dimensions of everyday life when they have had no contact with traditional religious thought or practice. Spiritual teachers are important guides who provide a catalyst for our spiritual awakening. Another source of spiritual growth is communion and fellowship with like-minded souls. Spiritual seekers let their light shine so that others may not only give service by example, but also to constantly remind themselves that spirituality is most gloriously embodied in our actions, our habits of being. Insightfully, Jack Kornfield explains, all other spiritual teachings are in vain if we cannot love. Even the most exalted states and the most exceptional spiritual accomplishments are unimportant if we cannot be happy in the most basic and ordinary ways, if with our hearts we cannot touch one another and the life we have been given. What matters is how we live. For many of us, church was the place where we first heard a counter-narrative of love, one that differed from the confused messages about love learned in dysfunctional families, the mystical dimensions of Christian faith, the belief that we are all one, that love is all, presented to me as a child in the church, were the space of redemption. At church, I learned not only to understand that God is love, I learned also that children were special in the heart and mind of divine spirit. Dreaming of becoming a writer, valuing the life of the mind above all things, it was especially awesome to learn my heart passages from 1 Corinthians, the love chapter. From childhood on, I have often reflected on the passage that proclaims, "If I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong on a clanging cymbal. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give away all I have, and if I deliver my body to be burned, but have not love, I gain nothing." Throughout my graduate school years, as I worked hard to finish my doctorate, striving to maintain a commitment to spiritual life in a world that did not value the spiritual, I returned to these lessons about the primacy of love. The wisdom they convey kept me from hardening my heart. Remaining open to love was crucial to my academic survival. When the environment you live in and know most intimately does not place value on loving, a spiritual life provides a place of solace and renewal. Significantly, the gaining of knowledge about spirituality is not the same as a commitment to a spiritual life. Jack Cornfield testifies, "In undertaking a spiritual life, what matters is simple. We must make certain our path is connected with our heart." Let's wait for them to pass. In undertaking a spiritual life, what matters is simple. We must make certain our path is connected with our heart. In beginning a genuine spiritual journey, we have to stay much closer to home, to focus directly on what is right here in front of us, to make sure that our path is connected with our deepest love. When we begin to experience the sacred in our everyday lives, we bring to mundane tasks a quality of concentration and engagement that lifts the spirit. We recognize divine spirit everywhere. This is especially true when we face difficulties. So many people turn to spiritual thinking only when they experience difficulties, hoping that the sorrow or pain will just miraculously disappear. Usually they find that the place of suffering, the place where we are broken in spirit, when accepted and embraced, is also a place of peace and possibility. The reading. Ilmana, all about love, bell hooks. I'm gonna read that one more time. So many people turn to spiritual thinking only when they experience difficulties, hoping that the sorrow or pain will just miraculously disappear. Usually they find that the place of suffering, the place where we are broken in spirit, when accepted and embraced, is also a place of peace and possibility. Our sufferings do not magically end. Instead, we are able to wisely, alchemically recycle them. They become the abundant waste that we use to make new growth possible. They become the abundant waste that we use to make new growth possible. That is why biblical scripture admonishes us to count it all joy when we meet various trials. Count it all joy. Count it all joy. Count it all blessings. Learning to embrace our suffering is one of the gifts offered by spiritual life and practice. Ache. Spiritual practice does not need to be connected to organized religion in order to be meaningful. Some individuals find their sacred connection to life communing with the natural world and engaging in practices that honor life-sustaining ecosystems, crystals, trees, bodies of water. We can meditate, pray, go to temple, church, mosque, or create a quiet sanctuary. We can meditate, pray, go to temple, church, mosque, or create a quiet sanctuary where we live to commune with Holy Spirits. To some folks, daily service to others is affirmative spiritual practice, one that expresses their love for others. This is how I love you. For sure. When we make a commitment to staying in touch with divine forces that inform our inner and outer worlds, we are choosing to lead a life in the Spirit. I study spiritual teachings as a guide for reflection and action. Countercultural spiritual awakening is visible in books and magazines and in small circles where individuals come to celebrate and commune with the divine. Fellowship with other seekers after truth offers essential. Fellowship with other seekers after truth offers essential inspiration. Since the earliest roots of my spiritual practice were in the Christian tradition, I still find the traditional church to be a place for worship and fellowship, and I also participate in a Buddhist practice. I meditate and pray. Everyone has to choose the spiritual practice that best enhances their life. Choose a spiritual practice that enhances your life. This is why progressive seekers after truth urge us all to be tolerant, to remember that through our paths are many, we are made one community in love. The spiritual awakening that is slowly taking place counterculturally will become more of a daily norm as we all willingly break mainstream cultural taboos that silence or erase our passion for spiritual practice, our public altars, our candles that we see lit in our hoods. We bring in our private public. The spiritual awakening that is slowly taking place counterculturally will become more of a daily norm as we all willingly break mainstream cultural taboos that silence or erase our passion for spiritual practice. Trying to erase our spiritual practice. That's never going to happen. We've been practicing for centuries. Good day. For a long time, many of my friends and work peers had no idea I was devoted to a spiritual practice. Among progressive thinkers and scholars, it was much more hip. It's too early for that shit, yo. Among progressive thinkers and scholars, it was much more hip, cool, and acceptable to express atheistic sentiments than to declare passionate devotion to divine spirit. I also did not want folks to think that if I talked about my spiritual beliefs, I was trying to convert them, to impose those beliefs on them in any way. I began to speak more openly about the place of spirituality in my life when witnessing the despair of my students, their sense of hopelessness, their fears that life is without meaning, their profound loneliness and lovelessness. When young, bright, beautiful students would come to my office and confess their despondency, I felt it was irresponsible to just listen and commiserate with their woes without daring to share how I had confronted similar issues in my life. Often, they would urge me to tell them how I sustained my joy in living. To tell the truth, I had to be willing to talk openly about my spiritual life. And I had to find a way to talk about my choices that did not imply that they would be the correct or right choices for someone else. My belief that God is love, that love is everything, our true destiny, sustains me. My belief that God is love, that love is everything, our true destiny sustains me. My belief that God is love, that love is everything, our true destiny sustains me. I affirm these beliefs through daily meditation and prayer, through contemplation and service, through worship and loving kindness. In the introduction to loving kindness, Sharon Salzberg teaches that the Buddha describes spiritual practice as the liberation of the heart, which is love. Achemo dupwe. Hence, we title this meditation Love and Liberation. No coincidences, only confirmations. The liberation of the heart, which is love. She urges us to remember that spiritual practice helps us overcome the feeling of isolation, which uncovers the radiant, joyful heart within each of us and manifests this radiance to the world. Everyone needs to be in touch with the needs of their spirit. This connectedness calls us to spiritual awakening, to love. In the biblical book of John, a passage reminds us that anyone who does not know love is still in death. All awakening is love. All awakening to love is spiritual awakening. Damn, family, the spiritual awakening is love, yo. Yes, to this chapter. What? This chapter was gorgeous. Whoa. Tomorrow we start chapter 6, Values, Living by a Love Ethic. The ethics of love, family. Let's get into it. That was beautiful. Family, that is it. That is all I have for you. What I wish for me, I wish for you. Always and in always. Ache, Amen, Namaste. And so it is. Have a beautiful day. May your day be filled with so much love. Peace.